that book, it tells you what the wings mean. That's why I'm having you even pull that up. Because in here, Bird Shango was one of our ancestors or our elders over here that came and brought us some good information. Right? And this right here to me is probably one of the most important books for us to read before we start to restore the matriarch.
Okay.
All right, now pull up Tenet so they can see she's see her symbol or the zoo type for Tenet.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to make sure I got the right goddess too, by the way.
Tenet is Gibbs' wife, I think. Let's see.
I know Tenet is the goddess of the earth.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, you got
There
the
she
right.
Go. Yeah. So show them the picture of Tenet so they can see that that's the other one. So she got two lionesses at her feet. Sekhmet and Tenet.
Let me blow it up for you. All right. There we go.
See it?
Yep.
Okay, she's holding the scepter of rulership, by the way. But we ain't gonna get into that right now because we got somewhere else we gotta go. Okay, so now we are on a Shumian resonance. Pull up Shumian resonance and read to people what it is. We still flipping mirrors because she the goddess of the earth, so we got to get to earth now. We started off in the stars with Big Mama, showed you Big Mama's seat. Now we showing you her daughters as the heirs of the land. This is the key.
Hey, spell that. I think I looked at the word up, but I can't remember how to spell it. It's the manga. It's called Shunin.
SCHUMIN.
SCHUM. SCHUM. Hold up. This shit froze. SCH. Hey, spell it again.
SCHUMIN.
And what was the last?
During the grafting process, somebody had to oversee the process. Now, in the literature, Elijah speaks about the reversal. So now this is what we're going into now, because it's no secret there's a genetic component going on globally. Why do we say that? If you can't use the divide and conquer of race if there's not a genetic component to it. Also, the blood of the individual, it gives them the rights. That means your heredity, the line of descent or descent in your ancestry is how you get your rulership right, through the blood right. Now, earth, the wealth, which we call the right to the money right. So you see in the stela of Sumer, all of the guys got a bag in their hand. What do we say in modern terms? What we trying to get? The bag, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so they all got the bag.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Right, but they all care. Most of them is carrying the bag in the right hand. What's wrong with that?
They carrying a bag in the right hand. I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead. I can think I can make a couple guesses, but you know, I don't really know.
Okay, so the left brain control the right hand, right?
Yeah.
And the left brain is linear logic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Linear logic is a masculine or feminine. Do you know which one it is?
Nope. Go ahead.
It's masculine.
All right, go ahead.
Linear logic is masculine left brain function.
Okay.
Right brain function is abstract, artistic expression,
Okay.
arts and entertainment.
Go ahead.
This is going to come back later on toward the end of the discussion when we get over here from tracking what we call Yakub's agents. Right? Now, we went over the eugenics process of Enki in order to reverse the works that Enlil tried to have done behind the arrest of the Anunnaki back. All right, now, the question is it Enki the bad guy or is Enlil the bad guy?
You asking me that?
That's the general question.
Okay, to me, it depends on who perspective you're looking from. But to me, Enlil was a bad guy because he wanted to take make the humans worship him, and then he didn't want them to know what he knew. But Enki was sneaking around telling them, and you know, protecting the people, a certain group of people, his people. So I think to me, Enlil was the bad guy with his jealous attitude. He was the jealous one. That's the bad.
So we know Enlil means Lord of the Air. But it also means Lord of the booming voice. So in the book, this is how you know it's talking about Enlil. It say, and his voice was like many waters. Right? That's that low growling rumble of thunder. Right? Because this is the symbol of the sky god. The thunder and the lightning bolt. The sound and the light. So what organ of sense do we perceive sound?
The ears.
What organ of sense do we perceive light?
The eyes.
Okay, now watch this. It say knowing comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. Ain't that what it say? Okay, now what the fuck do that shit mean?
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Right? Then they say, in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and that word was God. What the fuck is they talking about, young elder?
Yeah, hey, and the word was God. Yeah, I can give you my perspective on it. But
come on with it, man. We all open here. We just have the discussion. But I'm gonna show you something in a minute. But tell me.
Yeah. The word, man, in the beginning was the word. The word to me is like it was just a regular, it was a sound. It was a sound. And that sound is on. That's the sound that was from the beginning. That's the sound that was created everything, like all the octaves, because we all made of sound. Everything here is a sound frequency, and that sound frequency speeds up to create light. That light speeds up to create thought, right? So if we all sound and the universal sound is on, and it's got 144 different octaves in that one frequency, then we all just a frequency of sound.
It's another polarity to the arm. Are you aware of what it is?
No, go ahead. It was a negative and a positive. Go ahead. I don't know.
Yeah, because the other polarity is called the aim.
Okay. Yeah, I heard of this.
Right. So remember, Farrakhan said the Million Man March when you hear the A tone. Right. From the one God bringing you to divine light. So now, if the light is perceived from the eyes, what do the books say about the eyes? It said when these when these two eyes become one, the whole body is filled with light. Ain't that what it say? How is this possible?
Because everything is in the mind.
Well, the fact that the two eyes becoming one is a metaphor for opening the third eye.
Yeah,
beyond the physical perception.
Yeah.
Right? So we're gonna go into some receipts in a few minutes, and we're gonna use the receipts to guide the conversation.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
See, they say I don't bring receipts when I be talking about shit, so I figured, well, we talking about a very touchy subject between racial groups, and that a lot of people get offended. So this might be a good time to carry on with receipts to show the people exactly what the fuck I'm talking about and tying all of this shit together. Right? So, you ever heard of a book called As a Man Thinketh by James Allen?
As a Man Thinketh. No.
Right. So in the Bible, it's based on a verse in the Bible that say, as a man thinketh in his heart, right, so shall he be. What the fuck they mean, think in your heart? I thought we thought with the brain.
Exactly.
Right? Now remember, they say the thought was the cause of it all. If the thought was the cause of it all, then what the fuck was the word?
Exactly.
If the word was God and thought was the cause of it all, then the word that became God had to become false.
That's right.
So we talking Jehuti here. We talking Quetzalcoatl, the great Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Right? So the thought, when we go back into the history, we see that thought in words was created with the first alphabet, and the first author of the first alphabet was Tahuti. And as the author of the first alphabet, we know in alchemy that in order to create a new alphabet, that each letter has to be charged to a color, a number, and a sound frequency. And the reason this is because when you put the letters together to form a word, you infusing the word with the power as if you're using a sigil, because the words themselves carry density and weight with them, right? So you get to understanding the word different when you look at its source. So when they say in the beginning was the word, in the beginning was the thought, and the thought manifests as the word through Thoth, Tahuti. And so when we get to Imhotep and Zoser, we get to what we call the masters of the word. They the masters of the word. How do you become the master of the word? Because you have to be a master capable of calling forth the thought. And the thought being the cause of it all, you dialing back to what you call first spark of creation. The modern scientists call it the Big Bang, but we call it the collapse, right? Because we know that torsion fields expand and contract. And in the center of every torsion field is something called a black hole. Well, we torsion fields too. In the black hole, if it consumes the heart chakra, keeps you trapped in the cycle of 3D subjugation. I'm digging that headpiece too, by the way, representing the HTM.
The headpiece right here?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, I made it myself, man. It's this right here is called a dropping Jews joint. Jews. I got several. I got the white and the black one, and I'm gonna be making.
I want one like the one you got on. Do you make them for people?
Yeah,
or you just make them for yourself?
Yeah, I'm gonna start making them. I'm gonna have a website with them on there.
Yeah, I want one like the one you wearing.
Yeah, it'll take me about 10 minutes to make it.
Yeah, every time I look at the crown on there, I be seeing Pop's face smiling at me.
Oh yeah, yeah, and I can see your third eye on a triangle right where your third eye is. See that I can see that it's open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the opening of the third eye is the myth of the Cyclops.
Mm-hmm.
The Cyclops is the giant that can see with the one eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in your light body, you would be amazed at how tall you are. You 50 feet tall in your whole light body.
All right, go ahead.
Now you got to crunch that 50 feet of light into this little 6'2" or 7-foot frame.
Mm-hmm.
Some people that live 5-foot frame. That's why the little people is so powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? If they learn how to harness their bioenergy, bioluminescence, right? The internal light within,
Mm-hmm.
they become more powerful than the big people
Mm-hmm.
because they more condensed light body in a smaller frame.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the magnifying glass in the sunlight on the paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They they burn some shit up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you ready to get into these receipts because
Oh
we
yeah,
about to go
let's do
into
it, man. Hey, if you're just not coming into the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, man. Hit the bell. If you don't receive a notification from us every day,
is the leaders. Like, what the hell are y'all doing? What is the problem? Because where there is no leadership, surely the people perish. So we're looking at these people in these positions that they are in to safeguard the workers' interests and the integrity of the workers' interest. They're not performing. They are leaving the workers stranded so that they can be strangled to the point of signing the first contract that come across the table that is not going to fly already. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not going to fly because of fraud. Because they must be free from the appearance of an impropriety. And it appears to be an impropriety in progress because there is an ongoing federal investigation into the corrupt practices of the same people at the same table. That's called the fruit of the poison tree doctrine in law. If one of those people ratified his contract and the worker does not become aware of the fraud, he don't know the adverse condition he in. So I have to inform the worker of his condition, circumstances, and situation before we can take any action. So we have to start with a public notice, which we did that. The public notice was done at 9 something Sunday night, but it doesn't take effect until the start of business Monday morning, which was yesterday. And from there, they have 72 hours to International Labor Review Board oversight has 72 hours. Well, first they got 24 hours to 48 for everybody to be notified or reasonably had the chance to be notified. The public notice has to exceed 100 people similarly situated in order to meet the standard of a public notice. There's currently 2,000 views in of the cease and desist order in UAW groups. So we've met that standard or that burden. The next thing that we have to do is we need to know who the hell we can trust. Who is the fighters? Who they got down there anywhere in your local that's going to stand up for you in the face of great opposition and not going back down? It's not many. Most people in the locals are there to avoid working. They don't want to do no labor. So they figure, I'm going to go get me a cushy position in the UAW so I can sit on my ass. That's not going to fly either. See, just like GM got their ass chewed out, the UAW misleadership need their ass chewed out. There is no fucking way at anybody who call themselves a leader, knowing that all parties must come to the table in good faith at a negotiating process, especially at this magnitude. This is the one right here. Hey, guys, this is the one right here that's going to change the world at the worker level. See, that the whole goal was to strip all of the workers of what they earn. Now, I didn't think that was fair. So I studied. How do the worker become properly compensated for their labor? You don't even know how they calculate your labor, so therefore you don't even know what you're worth. You might be fighting for $100 an hour, but you might be worth 1,000, but you don't know that, so you're gonna be satisfied with the 100 because you don't know. Ignorance will cripple your bank account faster than anything else. Ignorance will cripple your bank account faster than anything else. The IRS can't cripple your bank account faster than ignorance, for sure. So now we've been on this prolonged, dragged out ass strike. That's a charade. Because the company cannot go into a contract right now while the International United Auto Workers Bargaining Committee are being investigated. If they do, they risk losing the company under RICO if one person gets indicted. It becomes racket.